Hello, my name is Kitty Patterson. I am a writer and a published author. I heard that there was a filmmakers group that was going to be meeting down the road from where I lived, and that was surprising to me because usually that kind of a group meets in a bigger city or else out of town. So they're right down the road from me, and I have a passion for the arts. And so I did go. I wanted to check them out, and also I brought my story with me to see if maybe they might be interested in making a short film out of it. They were, but they told me that I had to have it in script form, movie script form. So there was people there to help me to put that in script form if I needed it, which I did. And then their next meeting, I brought my script and submitted it to the group, and of course they had to vote on it, and it was a go. So we did change the title from The Policeman and the Pregnant Woman to Officer Craig and the Pregnant Woman. It was very difficult making this movie because of all the obstacles that we had to overcome, seeing that it was, like we said, in the late 60s and early 70s. We had to make sure no modern cars were showing.
Cut, reset.
Car.
Oh, wait, hold on. All right.
Of course, they're always driving slow.
They have to.
We had helicopters going around and seeing what we were doing, hovering over. We also had motorcycles going by, and then coming back again. And it was just unbelievable. People, see that we're making a movie, so they, yeah, and then there was more rain, more rain, and it was just, we had to actually, it rained so much, and we're waiting in between scenes that we had to get somebody to go and bring towels so we can wipe down the car, the squad car, and you can see puddles everywhere, so. Squad car was polished so well that it was like a mirror. You could see everything, and we didn't really realize that until after our cameraman had to go over it and saw that all these reflections, like me, I was in the way. I mean, you could see me back there. Another thing that also showed us in the background was the door. It was a glass door, and it showed a reflection. It was like a mirror. You open it up, and there I am standing there, hey! And then there's our sound person standing there with, am I in the shot? No, you're not in the shot. She's there. We had, you could see the camera. You could see everything. We had to make sure that people didn't walk on the set like they did. We had some people that walked right across our set while we're filming. We had another guy that just pulled up, got out of his car, went to another actor and said, "Are you filming?" Cut! I walked out on the set.
Here, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Kitty, you're in the way. The boom guy also walked on the set. You name it, we were seen. So all that had to be taken care of. There was one scene where Officer Craig was trying to help the pregnant lady put her foot inside the car. Her water broke, and so it was all over his hands and his arms, and he was horrified. And right behind him, you see the pregnant woman, Arwen,
It's okay.
going this way. And she stops, realizes she's in the scene, and walks back. She's supposed to be in front of him, but she's not. Blooper. Our Officer Daniels is supposed to be the seasoned, old-time, smart-alecky, know-it-all policeman, and the Clint Eastwood type. And we had a scene where we had him leaning against the back of the wall, and he's supposed to act kind of smart-alecky. He's supposed to pop some gum in his mouth, act like, you can handle this, you got this. And so he's like, got a wink So he got to pop gum in his mouth, he's got to wink, and he's got to smile. And try to do that all at once, like, blah, 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 you know. So anyway, he did a good job, but he had to do a lot of takes. We actually had to use a stand-in for Officer Craig's legs. When the scene was already shot, where Tanya, the second pregnant woman, her water broke in the hospital, and it went on her foot and his also, on his shoe. And so we tried water. That didn't work, spraying water. We tried hand sanitizer. Didn't work as great, but not bad. And we ended up using Cairo corn syrup. So we needed extra legs, so we used someone else's, because Officer Craig, the guy that played Officer Craig, he was already gone. So that's how we got that showing. Stand-in. Legs for Officer Craig. My crew, my casting crew, like I said, I couldn't be prouder of them, and they worked very hard. Everybody worked hard, especially our cameraman. We were driving him nuts because, you know, he has all these changes and all these things, you know, the mirrors and everything. I think I got dubbed into like a shrub in one of the reflections of the car. But, you know, it all worked out good. He worked very hard. We all did, and I think that what we've accomplished is really big stuff for this year, for this group, you know. So we have more things coming up, so hey, you know, come join us. Because no one gets paid to make these movies, cast and crew alike, we have to work around work schedules and college schedules and go from there, and trying to get everybody together, and also our car, our other star, our car. We had to make sure that that was available for us too, you know, so. It was supposed to be 3 weeks. We thought we would have the movie finished, you know, and it actually took like 6 months. Don't tell anybody. Officer Craig and the Pregnant Woman, and turned it into the 15 Minutes of Fame Film Festival and the Melbourne Independent Filmmakers Festival. And we went to one of the film festivals, the 15 Minutes of Fame, and we were excited that we even got selected. And then the bonus was that we got audience favorite, and we were happy and tickled pink, and I was so proud of my cast and crew. We also have been accepted in the Melbourne Independent Filmmakers Festival, and we're tickled pink about that. And our other film, done by Roy Garton, Green from the Grave, has also been selected by that festival to be seen in October. So October the 10th and the 11th at the Oaks Theater. So we are tickled that our group has come a long way this year, and we have got 2 films of ours, you know, that are being seen, you know, in the festival. So we're happy about it. Okay, so I got to direct this movie, and I was really thrilled. That, I mean, there was a lot of hardships and a lot that I had to learn too, you know. As far as joining Space Coast Film and Talent Group, one good thing about them is that if you need help on something, they will teach you, they will help you. My whole reason for joining was to contribute, to learn, and to grow, and I really did. I really learned a lot, and lucky I still have a friend left on the set, but we've bashed heads a few times. But you know, I learned quite a bit, and I'm still learning, and this is a great organization, and people that become members of our group, we always turn to our own first, our paying members first, because if we're going to do a film, to see if they might be interested, you know, in joining, whether it's acting or being crew. And then before we turn to the outside, we do have a lot of fun. I think that actually when we're filming something, we have more fun behind the scenes than we do actually up front. But we're moving and we're growing, and anybody that wants to be a part of this, you should check into it and see if this is for you. And if it is, if you have a passion for the arts, this is the place to go to because there is no charge. We all have fun. We're learning, and I'm still learning. I have a lot of ways to go, but I'm learning. I have been able to work on sets, especially one in particular. There was a movie being made, and I got to work on the set, helping out and painting and stepping into paint trays and building the set for the day before production, and I just had a good time. And like I said, we're learning, and we don't get paid for it, but hey, it's exciting for me. I enjoy it. I really like it, and I'm glad that I joined. So I've been there for about 1.5 years now, and I'm glad that I did join, and I'm glad the movies made it too. So, is there anything else?
Hi, I'm Travis O'Beer. I play Officer Daniels in Officer Craig and the Pregnant Woman. It was quite an experience for me. I acted and occasionally helped out whenever needed be, which was a few times, but we're a big family, so it's okay when we do things like that. Had a great time. I was working with a few friends that I had from before, like Arwen and Athela. I made a friend, Matthew, and of course Sandy and John, and I'm a better person for knowing all of them. There was one scene we did where I bumped my head in the car, and we took it about 20 times. And driving home, I had a glassy eye, a look in my eye, and I'm glad I didn't get pulled over that day. Have you been drinking? No, I was filming. I can't feel my face. Please don't mace me. Also, I went through a lot of gum for one particular scene, but the gum tasted good, so it's good.
My name is Arwen, and I played the part of the pregnant woman, Brittany. I was screaming a lot and in pain and labor, and that's pretty much what I did for most of this film, so. Basically, that's all I did, a lot of. Like, I did that more than I had lines in the entire film, pretty much. Which was cool. I mean, it was easy for me to remember, of course, just takes a lot out of you after a while. Constantly screaming, I actually started to think that I was in pain, and I actually would get stomach pains consistently because it takes a lot out of you more than you would think. I had fun. It was great working with friends and people that I know, and a lot of people I actually worked with years ago when I was younger, so it was a very comfortable environment, and hectic at times because the movie is quite chaotic in its own, so just like being on the set and having to relive and redo the same thing over and over again, it's like, it was fun and crazy, and it's good to just let loose and actually be able to have fun with people you associate with from your past. We're a crazy bunch, and we all would like go out and eat afterwards and stuff our faces, and being pregnant, you get hungry, so you have to have your food afterwards always, so yep.
Okay.
Only if we get paid $100 each. We're not drunk enough.
No.
Please.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, it didn't register to me for some reason, but like when I had to fake fart, like that was just really weird. And Like I didn't and then I had to actually pretend like I did, even though I didn't hear it. So that was even more weird. And you know, I'm around people that I've known for a long time, so it's kind of like, yeah, you know, it was weird. Actually, putting on that stomach was probably the hardest part. Like, I mean, after every shoot was over, I would just like take that thing off and let my body breathe, because the tape around me was so, it's not a fun thing to do. But I mean, it's worth it, but it's not that great. I think actually, and someone agreed with me, like having the baby in the car, like instead, like would have been just cherry on top of a perfect sundae. So that would have been hilarious, and be in more pain, because you can never be in too much pain when you're about to give birth. I'm really happy that I got to work with people that I knew and grew up with. You know, I'm glad I got to work with, you know, my mom as a director, even though it got very tedious a lot of times and a little aggravating, but that's what happens when you work with family all the time. So, you know, she knows I love her though. So, great food after the shoot, always great food, amazing food, because I was pregnant and hungry, so munchies. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
It was fun, but I'd like to do something else with the same cast and crew though.
I am Athela France, and I was one of the pregnant ladies in Officer Craig and the Pregnant Woman. Knowing with it being so hot how much you were sweating on the pillow, and then you take it off and it's like, oh my goodness. So probably that. It's surprisingly difficult to pay attention to where things are in your hands. Like when I was holding my cigarette and trying to get into the car and out of the car, and I had my bag, and that was a little confusing actually, to not drop anything and have this big poofy belly over getting in the way all over the place. So that was definitely interesting. But we were a good little group. Pregnant women should not smoke. I think that's fairly evident, but this was a film set in the 1970s, so it was kind of a little more common then, so it fits. But yeah, definitely if you're pregnant, don't smoke. Probably a bad idea anyway, even if you're not. So yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you keep your hands wet, your arms wet.
Yeah, he's trying to. It just didn't show up. I
Let me
mean,
squirt you. Want me to squirt you?
just wait a second. I want to see how it looks real quick. So, oh yeah, that shows up. Okay, gonna start recording. Motion. Loop man. Oh. Let's do it again. Still rolling. It's on your pants, like you're pissed off.
Oh, don't get it on the seat.
Shit. Okay.
I did this film because Kitty promised me a green card.
What?
Kitty promised me a green card if I would do this film, but I haven't seen anything, and I'm really growing weary of this American accent I have to use. I mean, she's been busy, but I mean, I keep shaving my head, I have the beard, they're gonna know I'm not from around here, so Kitty, come on, we are really pressed for time here.
So how long have you been in the States?
Let me see, that's about a single, 5 months, excuse me. You can edit that, right? I said 5, not the other word, right? Yeah, you can, okay. I'm happy to be here, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Good place.
Come on, you guys, think of something else. I hate this and I left the stupid thing somewhere.
Anything else I'd like to say? Say no to drugs, kids. And if anyone asks you for a green card, say, go to Kitty Patterson. She will provide it. I can say that to the camera, right? She likes us to work on her lawn. I mow her grass on a daily basis. It doesn't need to be mowed that often. She still wants me to do it. Oh, with the movie, yes, it was. I learned a new. I learned the same language I was speaking before, my whole life. Doing it. It was. I'm so glad I get to speak the language I've always known. Okay, well, can we go? I mean, I still need some. I need the mowers in the truck right now, and.
Well, thank you very much, Travis.
Thank you, and I'll call you about that certain thing, because. Yeah, because otherwise I have to get married in a few months. She's American. She says she's American, but yeah.